It's been a while. Well, actually, 1 week. Hold on. Still, my computer's being goofy. It's been a while, 1 week, but it was 12 days straight before that. So I'm happy to be back. And we're going to be doing 4 cards using the Festive Friends. I love this stamp set. It's so cute. I like cute. I like cute. I like outdoorsy and I like cute. I'm not the fancy dancy or elegant type. I tried to do 1 card out of this, kind of elegant looking, just in case somebody would want something like that, but I like the cute. So we're going to be doing this, and what else did I want to say? Oh, so this is a card class. You can purchase the card class for $25 plus $6 for shipping, or you can just purchase $50 worth of Stampin' Up! Product before tax, shipping, and if you're using Stampin' Rewards. And then I'd send this class for free to you. The only thing that you would need are the stamps and the dies. Everything else would be given to you. So those are the 2 options for this class. Just reach out to me. I will show you my card. I got actual cards. I'm kind of excited. I used to print them out, and one of the places that make cards had a special, so I got them. And I love them. They're so cute. And I also want to show you, I got a t-shirt with my 2 long dogs and a stamper with my 2 long dogs. And the funny thing is, like, I didn't send her a picture or anything. I just explained. Well, actually, I did. I lied. I did send her a picture. And she just looked at it and did it, and it looks almost exactly like them, and it's just really cute, and I love it. So I should have worn it, but I didn't wear it today. So I'll show it to you, though. And there's some fun things going on. Stampin' Up's going to have Black Friday, and that's from November 25th. It starts through December 1st, midnight, or 11:59. You can place orders, and like things are 40% off. It shows Stampin' Blends, the paper trimmer and blades, which I just bought. Should have waited. Ink bundles. Some things are 25% off, like adhesives. I'm reading it. I'm sorry. And 15% off on select cardstock. So huge sale going on from the 25th through the 1st. And then I am going to be doing a special that if you purchase product through me, and it's a great time to do this, I will send you a present worth that same amount with my old retired stamps. Some of them have never been used. Some have been used a little bit. So stamps, dies, cardstock, well, not cardstock, I'm sorry, DSP, designer series papers, embellishments, and ribbons, all as a gift to you from me for purchasing things from me. So if you purchase $50 worth of product, you will get $50 worth of product from me, from my supplies of retired stamps and dies and papers and everything else. So I'll match it. If you buy 100, you'll get $100 worth free. So it's a fun and exciting thing for you to do this. You can get great prices through Stampin' Up! And then get presents from me. So just reach out to me, and I'll show you my information when I put you down towards the glass mat. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to switch you around. You're going to see the wall, and you're going to see me, all that good crazy stuff to get you where you should be. Here we go. There's the wall. Take you out. Turn you around. See my shirt. You know, the usual, right? Oh, I don't know my own strength. I just took the thing out. Sorry, guys. All that noise and craziness. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I got this straight. I really love these cards. Yeah, I think think I did it. Okay, so we're going to be using this stamp set, Festive Friends. Super cute. And it comes with dies. I took some of the stamps are out, so I'll show them to you. We're going to be using. And then we are going to be using this Soft Waves 3D. We are going to be using some dies, my usual dies that I always use, Spotlight of Nature. I think this is Postals. I think these are still available. I only use one little piece, Perennial Postage dies, and I'm only using, this is the only one that I'm using. Let me lift this up. I think we're too close. Sorry, a little more ranging here. There, I think that'll be better once it gets there. We'll be using the dies from Textured Notes, and I know this is discontinued, but I'm still using it, Snowflake Sky. So if you purchase this stamp set, you will also, I'll emboss for you so that with this, so that you get it, because it is, if you don't have it, it is, you can't purchase it anymore. And we'll be using bling and some ribbon. So we have a lot of things we're using. Oh, and the paper. The paper we're using, this was on back order for a very long time. Not a very long time, but a while. And, but we're using Traditions of Christmas. And I've already cut a lot of it out, but this is the paper. I've used a lot of it, but it's so pretty. I love all of it. I love the Christmassy, like this, the red and greens. It's real red. It's olive, old olive. I think cherry cobbler's in it. Yeah. But then you turn it over and it's this beautiful stuff. And I'm not even really into this, but I like it. Like a little bit here and there. It's a little too, because there's gold in it. And there's, what is that? I'm sorry. I always forget this blue because I don't use it a lot. Pull Party. It's like a blue-green. And there's pinks. And it's just really pretty. And I love this. This is old olive, but then you turn it over. This is my favorite blingy piece. It is so pretty. It just shimmers. Look at that. And honestly, I think I used it once, and it's like 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square on the cards that I've just made. And look at the polka dots. Always love a polka dot. And then flowers. Oh, there's Secret Sea in here too. So pretty. I do love that piece too. And this is the Secret Sea. Sorry, it's not helping here. And then it's just diagonal stripes. And then another pretty floral. Lots of gold in that one. Striped old olive. With another floral. Okay, I have to say, this is my least favorite out of the bunch. It's still very pretty, but I don't know. I just can't get into that one piece. And then Secret Sea. And then this one. This one's pretty. So that's the paper we'll be using. The colors that are in here, I'll read it to you so that you know, are, I need my glasses for that. Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Pull Party, Real Red, Secret Sea, and Gold. And then there's a pink of some sort. I don't know why they didn't list the pink. I don't know which pink that is. But it looks pretty with the colors, the other colors. So that's the paper we'll be using. And I told you I'd give you my information. So if you'd like to purchase from me or purchase this class, it's 2 Long Dogs and a Stamper. These are my new cards. My name is Georgine Darborough. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can see me on YouTube and Facebook under 2 Long Dogs and a Stamper. My phone number is right there. Texting is best. Email is fine too. Calling is hard because I can't always answer the phone. And my email address is Georgie's Two Long Dogs and a Stamp, Two Long Dogs at gmail.com. And then my site is georginedarbo.stampinup.net. That is where my store is. And then on the back, it's our Stampin' Ups, or our little motto, to love what you do and share what we love. As we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments, in this we make a difference. So, so true. Love it, love it. And I'll show you one more thing and then we'll get stamping. I wanted to show you my t-shirt. It looks just like my puppies. Ready? I can't wait to use it. I have a craft fair coming up and this is what I'm gonna wear. This is my Gus. He doesn't have quite as much dark on him, but it's still totally perfect. And this is my Hazel. And again, Two Long Dogs and a Stamper. Didn't she do such a good job? And then I love hearts, so I added a heart in the middle. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm not sure. Should I do the easy one? Well, not easy, but should I do the most time consuming first? I think so. This is the most time consuming. I'm not going to say hard, but there's a lot of pieces and a lot to do. So ready? Oh wait, yeah, ready? I love this. Rose Coleman did this last year. And I did make one like this last year. And I couldn't pass up making it again. So I decided, why not? Boop. So this is what we're gonna make. Like I said, there's a bunch of little pieces, and if you purchase this class or purchase product from me and we receive this class for free, you'll get all the measurements and everything. But look at all this. This is a lot of stuff here. We start off with 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we have a lot of pieces. We're going to start with the mechanism, the thing that makes this pop out like this, the presents. So let me find the one piece that we need for that and start there. And it's right here. We even need these two little itty bitty pieces. Okay, we need to score this. And the scoring that I need to do, is a little cheat sheet here. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, shoot. I'm a dork. I thought I wrote down the scoring and I didn't. So I'm gonna have to look here. Hold on. I just wrote down the cuts, so give me a second. I'm sorry. We got a score at. Hold on. I'm gonna look at the computer real quick. Hold on. Oh, there's somebody here now. Yay. Hi, Kelly. So glad you could make it. I have to look something up. I forgot to write down scoring that I have here. And it's very important. I have it on my phone, so now I gotta look it up on the computer to find it. Let's see. Hopefully this won't be too long. It shouldn't. Let's see. So who's been listening to Christmas music yet? I mean, literally, I listen to it as soon as it comes on the radio, and it is on the radio. So this is my season. I love Christmas. It is my favorite. Almost there, guys. Sorry. I'm looking. Here it is. I found it. Found it. Okay. So the scoring is, get my scorer back up here, 3/4. I'm going to try to do it upside down. I'm not good at this, but so that you can see the scoring. So 3/4. That's it, not 3/4. That's 3/4. Okay, 3/4. Said that enough, I think. 3 1/8. And then 3 7/8. And then what you have to do, let me get this really quick, is you have to find 2 3/8. 2 3/8, which is 2 little neat-neats after the 2 1/4. And you're just going to do a, ooh, I almost cut it, a little mark of score, or you can use a pencil. I just decided to use this, the scoring blade, and it didn't work. Hold on. Okay. So we're just gonna score. Just give it a little mark there, and a little mark there, so we can see what. Yep, there we go. I'll show you. Okay. So that's all the scoring I think we need to do on this. So 3/4. 3/4, 3 1/8, and 2. I mean, yeah, 3 1/8, and then 3 7/8. And then I don't know if you can see this. Oh, let me switch back because I don't need that anymore. So I can see if you can see it or not. Okay. So there's, see this little mark here and this little mark here. That is 2 3/8, I think, was it? Or 2 3/8, I think. You'll get the measurements, I'm sorry. But what we're going to do, oh, I do need it back, because we're going to score from this point where I did that little line score, not the full score. I didn't score it all the way across. I just made it at a point so that I could see where it is. And you're going to score down to the first score line, and then score down to the first score line. So it's going to make an X. Let me get the thing back and I'll show you. So we're going to line up this score line. That was the first score line we did at 3/4. And then there's this, the little score line that we did just now. And I'm going to go ahead and score. And then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing with the other side. So there's a score line there. Maybe using a pencil would be better so you can see it better. There we go. I'll make an X again, and I'll show it to you in a sec. Okay. Oops. What did I do? No, I did it right. Jeez. The light is wrong. Okay, so can you see that X? There's an X right there. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and burnish all these. Burnish the X. It's a lot, once you do a few, it's very easy to do. So, and then this one down here. Okay, so once you have them scored, you're going to put your thumbs on, this is the X. You're going to put the thumbs on the sides and just push in. And you'll get this point. Just like that. And this is your little, this is the thing that makes it work. That makes it move. Okay, so let me get the card base. I know I put it to the side so that, oh, right here. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to add glue to this piece right here. Sorry, the glue is buried. I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here. I'm doing this first so that it dries really good and gets stuck, so that when we move it around and stuff, it's not gonna rip. And you're just gonna find the center. You can measure, but I'm not gonna measure. I'm just gonna try to eyeball it and put it right up against the line, not on the line of the fold, you know, of the card, but right close to it. We're just gonna push down. And then we're gonna add glue to this part right here. Not so that it all squirts all over, but a good amount to hold it. Okay. So see, this is the mechanism part, and then this is what you put the glue on. And you're just gonna tuck it down, turn it. And we're gonna fold it down. I hope I did that right, now that I'm thinking about it. For some reason that didn't feel right. Let's see. No, okay, hold on, don't glue. Don't glue. See, I did it wrong. We're gonna stretch it out. Let me see. Yeah, sorry guys. Told you wrong. Okay, hopefully that won't make things stick. That'll dry. Okay, we're gonna stretch it out and flatten it. I think that's what. All of a sudden my mind went blank and I couldn't remember how to do this. Let's see. Yep. Okay, see how it opens and closes? That's what we need. So we're gonna just put that to the side because we have to do some stamping and die cutting. So this is the front. This is Spotlight in Nature, as always. I seem to always use this. And I stamped the Santa Claus on it. And this is just looks like kind of like a patchwork, so we'll work on that. And then the inside, we need some die cuts also. So let me go ahead and get those die cuts ready, and we'll go from there. So I need a piece of white cardstock. I need the stamp set, and I need the stamp set, and I need the Spotlight in Nature dies, and I use the second biggest. So we'll go ahead and put this on here. Oh. Thank you. I know I love this stamp set. I really, really love this stamp set. It's so super cute. I said earlier, I like cute more than I like elegant, so this works for me. I tried to make one of the cards a little more elegant and not so cute. Don't like that card as much as I like the cute one, so. Okay, so we need that. We need, I used one little piece from the perennial postage, and that's this one, and that's in white also, so we'll add that. Will it fit there? Nah, we'll do it this way. And then we need some trees from the Festive Friends stamp set. We need this one and this one, and then we need all these. Oh, not that one. I thought we did. We need this, and we need this, and we need this. And all these little pieces do pop out, so it's crazy. There's a lot to them. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Put that to the side. Those can be white, and the rest is olive green. The trees are olive green, so let me go ahead and put this. Give you a piece of olive green. Let's see. So we'll use this and this. No, you can go ahead and register. I did not, I put it on Facebook. I have to get going on this stuff. I did not put it out on an email. So if you want this, I will, I'll just put you on a list. I put it just as a Facebook class. I didn't put it as an email, Kelly, so you can still get this. Okay, there we go. Let me go ahead and put this through. It's the same price as always. It's $25 plus the $6 shipping. Okay, thanks, Kelly. I'll put you on. I don't have a lot of people on email. I'm trying to get more, obviously. So you're pretty much the only one that orders from me, my classes. But I do have to start putting it on email more too, just in case. Okay, so we have this, and we have these two trees. Let me put those there. There's this one little piece of green that gets stuck. Oh, I got it out. Oops. Okay. And okay, ready? Let's look at these here. Look at all these little pieces. Okay, I did not, oh, let me just get this one. This one isn't. Okay, I don't know if you can see these. There's these little dots. I didn't bother trying to get those and like use them. I mean, I think they would look really pretty and do something, but oh my gosh, I can't imagine trying to glue those down. So instead, we use just the other pieces. There's like little starbursts or snowflakes, whatever you want to call them. And then, there we go. Of course, that one doesn't want to come out. And what I did with my take your pick tool I use all the time. There we go. And this one. I might have to do this more than once. I put a lot on my first card. Maybe I won't do it on this card. Okay. There we go. See, I went a little crazy overboard, but we'll see. Okay, put this stuff to the side. And then we can go ahead and stamp our Santa. I started stamping and doing some of them so you didn't have to sit and watch me color the whole entire time. But I didn't get it all done, which is good. Okay, so I just found the center and stamped them right in the center. Or as close as I could. And I did something. I forgot I did this. I then stamped him on just a piece of scrap because, let's see if it'll work. Yeah, because I use that fuzzy, I'll tell you the name of it, the fuzzy velvety paper, that new stuff. Now, you don't have to do this. It might be just a little over the top to do this, but I thought it was fun, and I saved one of them. I should have saved all of them. So what I did was I cut out his hat, brim, the little tassel or ball on top, and then the band at the bottom. I thought, okay, now that I'm looking, I think that's what it is. That's the white part, I think, of his coat, right? Not his pants. That's what I took it as, so hopefully that's okay. So, and then I used this paper. I don't know if you've used it before or seen it. Okay, it is called All Season Velvet, and it is, it's like a velvet, but then it's paper on this side. And this is the paper I use just for the trim of Santa's hat and his coat and the pom-poms. So I took it and I just cut out from the one that I didn't care about. I just cut out the pieces. So I cut out this piece, I'll cut out the pom, and I'll cut out the strip. And then I just put it on and I trimmed it. There might be an easier way to do this. I thought of stamping the back of the paper, but then the image would have been opposite, right? It would have been backwards, if I think that right. And then I just trimmed around it. Now, this can be, you don't have to do this. You can just let it be white and be okay with it. And I did, this is the only one I did it on. I didn't do it on the other cards. But I kind of, I don't know, I just thought it was, this is kind of an over top card. You wouldn't want to make like tons of them anyways, probably, because it's a little more time consuming. I don't know. It depends on if you just want to do it for your family and, you know, close family and friends. And, you know, I trimmed it as best as I could, and then went back and trimmed it more if I needed to, if it wasn't fitting right on the Santa. You know, like if I had to make it a little smaller or something. So this is the brim, or what do you call this? The, you know, the white part of the Santa hat. So that will go on here. And then I'm going to cut out the pom-pom because for some reason I did not save the pom-pom. And I cut it so that it was, I cut the black off so you could still see the black part of the stamp because I like that look. So I cut the white out of the black, if that makes sense. Cut off the outline. You know, when I tell my 4-year-olds to cut, I always say leave the black because I think it looks nice, but now I'm saying cut the black off. Because I think if you see the black part on the stamp, it'll look cleaner. Okay, I should have done this before. I thought I still had it, but I realized I only had the one. Okay. So he can be thrown out because we don't need him anymore. Sorry, Santa. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to cut a piece out. I'll show you. And you could probably tape it on. I'm choosing just to hold it. And then you just cut around it the best you can. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. And then we just have the pom-pom, and this is the last of it. I promise I did not do this to any of the other Santas. Like I said, I don't know. There could be a better and easier way, but this is the way I came up with. Okay. So this is the bottom of his little jacket. And I'll look at it and measure it. Sometimes, like I said, I had to just trim it around it a little bit. And then a little pom-pom. Try to use all these little pieces up I cut off. I was thinking of doing his jacket with the red because that velvet has red in it too, and then I thought, nah, that's too much. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, now we can color. I colored first and then added the pom-pom because I didn't want to color on the pom-pom and all the pieces. So let's put those there. Okay. I used, on this card, I used dark real red, and I like doing this because it's kind of quick. I just gave it some highlights, so I gave a little bit on this side and along the bottom, and a little bit here, and in the crease of the hat. But you do, you do you, whatever you think is how you want it. Everybody does it just a little bit different. That's the dark and the light. This doesn't look red to me, but it is red when you put it. But this looks so like pink to me, like a dark, dark pink. But when you do it, when you use it, it is definitely red. Cherry Cobbler is my favorite red that we have. But I do like real red too. And the paper that we're using has both colors, but is this the one? Yeah, I wanted to use the real red ribbon, so I didn't do Cherry Cobbler. Okay, and then I know Santa's beard is white, but I used a little bit of gray just to give it a little highlight, something. And I used light smoky gray. And I just gave it a little bit. Oh, wait, this is my old one. I have an old pack and a new pack. And that, I think. And I used the brush side. Yeah, there we go. And I just gave it just a little bit on the edge. And a little bit on his mustache. Do you have to do this? No. Can you use maybe a light blue? Yes, definitely. So it's whatever you feel will work the best. And then I did a little bit on the, oh no, not this one. I didn't do the pom-pom because I forgot. I am going to use the velvet. I use dark petal pink for his face. We do have a nude, but I don't, mine is very dried out. I have to get a new one. So, but I think that looks okay too. And then I used olive green, dark and light, old olive, I mean, for his mittens. So a little bit of dark. And then light. And just blended them in. And then I used Secret C, I think. Let's see. Oh no, I used basic black. I'm sorry. Hold on. Nope. I used Secret C. I'll just grab it and put it in my, don't tell anybody. Brought it to work. I did not use it though. Nope. I did. I used dark and light basic black. So I used a little bit of dark basic black and then filled it in with the light. You really can't see too much of a difference, but I still used it. Okay, so now we have to glue on those pieces. So what I did was I fit them first. Make sure this one goes down here. Nope, this one goes, nope, it does. It looks like I'm gonna have to trim it, see? So I'm gonna, this looks a little thicker, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that piece. Let's see. Yep. So that piece is gonna go down there. Trim this off. Like, if you don't want to do this part, you truly don't have to do this part. You can just leave it white. I don't know, felt that I should do it. So I did. So I just added a little glue and added that. To the bottom. Just like that. And then, let's see, piece of hair, how this looks. We'll see how this one a little longer, so I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. Just like that. And then the little pom-pom, that should be okay, but let me check. Yep. Okay. So that's the Santa stamping for this card. And let's go ahead and put some of the pieces together. Ta-da! He's so cute. Okay, I'm going to put him to the side, and we are going to use, let me get rid of some of this. Move this over. Okay. Let's get some of this out. We're going to do the front. This is 1, 2, 3 different pieces of DSP. This piece and this piece are the same. It's just this is the back of this one. And then I matted each of the DSPs with Old Olive cardstock and then put it on white. So let's see. Bam, this is the white. We need this piece, and this piece, and then the cardstock. This one. Might have to trim that a little bit. That didn't cut that very well. This one is good. See, always dry fit, right? And this one I might have to trim up a little bit. I didn't cut that very well. Either that or it's not the right one. Hold on, let me just trim this off here. See if that worked, if it trimmed off better. So that's supposed to be a big, it should work. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue these mats on. You can use any of the DSP. You don't have to use the ones I picked. These are just the ones I chose. But if you purchase a card class, obviously these are what I'm going to send you. Kelly, do you have this stamp set and die cuts? And then I hate putting glue on this side because I feel like that's so pretty. I don't like how this, hold on. I feel like this should not. I'm taking this off. I'm gonna recut this piece. Have you used it yet? Oh, I gotta recut a piece of white paper. I'm sorry. Okay, let me make sure that's correct now. There we go. Okay, I think this is gonna fit better. I love this set because you can color again. You know, I love to color with the Stampin' Blends. Okay, that's better. Oops. It is super cute. I don't know. I just love it. I didn't know if I was going to. I almost didn't get it. And then when I got it and started playing with it, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I got it. So I'm just matting it all and gluing it right down onto the white cardstock. That will then be put onto the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the front. And I'm going to put a little extra glue, normally not that much on white, but you won't see it anyways, just because it's kind of a lot. A lot. You might have to pay a little if you send this in the mail, a little extra in postage. Nothing probably crazy, but it does have a lot of layers. Okay, so I popped this up, but before I popped it up, I added some of the new red ribbon, which, oh, right here, sitting in front of me. Real red ribbon. And all I did was I put tear and tape up in the left-hand corner. Get another piece. If I can find the end. I'm almost done with this swirl. I go through so much tear and tape. It's my favorite. One of my favorites. Got two little dots that don't want to come out. Okay. So all I did was took it and went up and down, and I did like the first one a little bit taller, the next one from it down I did 3. I did a little shorter than that one, and then the last one a little bit shorter. And obviously you can take it apart. Jeez, you can take it apart if you don't like it. Or it can come apart because, yeah, finger keeps sticking to the ribbon. I mean, to the tear tape. There we go. That's better. And then one more little bump. And then tear tape to go over it, to hold it all down. Just like that. See? Big, medium, small. And then snip. And then I did put this up on dimensionals. Figured it was already bulky because of the ribbon, might as well add a little bit more bulk. And yes, I go crazy with dimensionals. Why not, right? Okay, and then I just put it in the center, kind of sort of center of the card. Okay, well this, sure. There we go. Like that. And then this, I stamped Santa's Coming to Town, and I can't believe I usually stamp and then die cut, but I didn't do it this time. We'll see if I can do this or not, because I'm not good, especially with the red rubber stamps, of getting it in the center. I might have to recut it. And to get it straight. We'll see. Wish me luck. And I just did that with the magenta, the black ink. Let's see. Did I do it? Ah, not too bad. A little crooked, but I'm going with it. So I don't have to recut it. And then I use the blending brush in Old Olive ink, and just a little bit to it so it wasn't so white. So I dab, take some of it off, and then all the way around. Oh, I forgot to get wipey. I need to really wet my chamois cloths down so then I don't have to keep using wipies. And what I did was wait, let me get a wipey. Wipe. And what I did was I put a dimensional on this side and then just put glue on the other because it's going over the circle a little bit, so that's already got dimensionals on it. So I'll put a dot of glue here, a little bit here. And then I just put this at the bottom. A little bit to the right. And I kind of lined it up with the red paper, with the red DSP. Okay, we'll add embellishments. Let's do the inside. Like I said, this is going to be our longest one. On this, we needed this DSP and this piece of white, and we're just going to mat that. and put it down. That one's easy peasy. Ugh, I hate using this side and putting glue on it. It's so pretty. But we have to. That's why they give us more paper. You know, a couple pieces of each so that we can use them both. Okay, fit this here. Like I said, I did a lot of paper on here, so you definitely don't have to do this much, but I like layers. Just gotta even it out here. There we go. And on here, let me move this aside for a second. I did the 2 trees, and I did use the blending brush again. Let's see if I still have some on here. And just did, nope, I need a little more. Around the edges, just to darken them up. Just to give it some dimension. You know, my mom is going to call, I bet, because I forgot to color that I was doing a live, and that I'd color after. I totally forgot. Okay, just to give it something. Go ahead and close this up so I don't put my hand in it. And wipe this up again. Okay, and all I did was I put this guy on with just regular glue, and I did it. Move these guys out. I did him down here, and then I put dimensionals on this tall tree. Let me get my and whoops, didn't know those are stuck together. These I can still use these small ones, and then I eventually have to cut them in half because of the area. I think I might have, oh no, yeah, I have one up here. Put a half here. Let me cut another one in half. And we'll use one more to go at the tippy top, I think, another half. Right there. Okay. It's just getting all these backs off now. They're so small. Especially the half ones, and especially since I have glue on my fingers. That doesn't help, right? Okay. And that one, I just put a little bit higher up and next to that one. Ta-da! And then I added some of these snowflakes or star, I don't know what they're all. But I put this one here. If I had found my take your pick tool, it would be a lot easier. And then I just put these throughout. Let's see, I'll put that one there, there. And the first one I did a lot more, and I'll give you enough paper to do more, but this is enough for now. Just so that you don't have to sit and watch me cut more paper. And then I even use those little itty bitty ones. I'll show you one sec. Put a dot. Put too much. I'll use it on this one. Here. Oops. Glad it dries clear. And then these little itty bitty ones. One here. Put one here. Put one up here. Okay, see these little ones? I don't even know if you can see them. They're so tiny. They also have those itty bitty circles, and I thought, oh my gosh, they probably would look really cool. See, if I had my take your pick tool, I wouldn't be struggling now, would I? The dots would be looking pretty cool, but I'm not putting myself through finding those little dots. Okay, so now we get to do the fun part. Not that this wasn't fun, but we get to do the mechanism. Okay, we need the piece of paper to go here so it hides this. We don't want to see that. And that is, oh, I forgot to cut a piece of red and a piece of, oops, and a piece of green. So hold on one second. We have to cut a piece of real red really quick. And it needs to be 5.5, I think. Let me check. Yep, 5.5 by 2.5. Let's see. This one. 5.5 by 2.5. And then I need to do Old Olive. I need to do, let's see if I have a piece, and of course I don't. Oh, I need to do, let's see, 5.25 by 2.25, I think. Let's see if I guessed correctly. Oops, nope, what did I do wrong? Quarter. So this should have been, oh darn it, I have to cut another piece of green. I wasted it. Not wasted, I mean I can use it for something else, but I don't like when I do that. Okay, sorry guys, 1 second. The 2.25 is right, I think. And then 5.125. Let's see if that works. What in the world am I doing wrong? So funny. I am pathetic. Oh, I should have went up and I went down. Oh my goodness gracious. I promise I'm going to get this done. Ugh. Okay, so there we go. And then I did it this time, guys. Hello, Maria. How are you? Glad you're here. Okay. I'm just sitting here messing up, so you didn't miss much. Okay, that's better. Shoo. Okay, this one. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. We're going to stamp. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I do wish there were different sayings on these, but you know, we have other stamp sets, so that'll work. I love the pictures, you know, but the sentiment's not as much. I wish there were a few more to go with it. Okay. And again, I just used black. And I did it to the top. And lined it up. And I just put it kind of on the top center. Hopefully it's centered. Yep. And that's it for that. And then I took a piece of, a couple pieces of tear and tape. And I added the red ribbon at the bottom. And then I added the red and white, what is this called? Red and white baker's twine also. So let's do that. That. Okay. Goodness, this one's taken forever, but I promise the other ones are much quicker. Let's see. My red ribbon. Kelly, do you want me to just hang on to this one when I ship out the Christmas extravaganza one? I'm still waiting on those embellishments. And then it would only be the $2 and not the out of their $6. It's up to you. And then I took this and tied a little knot. Okay, sounds good. I'm still hoping those come before the 27th, but it's not looking really good, does it? Well, today's only the 20th, right? Or 19th. Today's the 19th. So they might come in before then. Okay. So I did that, and then I just trimmed them up and ruffled up the edges. Does that make sense? I pull them apart like I've done before with take your oh, look it, I was looking all that time for my take your pick tool on my desk, and it was where it should be, in its spot in my little caddy thing here. See, it teaches me to put things back, right? Okay, so I just pull these apart. And then here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just map this onto the olive green and then onto the real red. Forgot to pull these off. down. Put them into here. And then this goes right here. This goes right there. So let's add, oops, our glue to here. Just this little thing that looks like an arrow. Just make it even top to bottom, left to right, kinda. Yep. Okay, now we get to add our fun stuff. Oh, hold on, time out. We have to add our fun stuff first, so we'll have to re-glue that. I'm a dork. So let's make our presents. We have this and these. So these go on the squares. I forgot to cut out another of the, I'll show you. I'll do that later so you don't have to sit and, I have one of them and then I'll finish it with the other one. Here. And then this is what I thought would be the ribbon. So we'll add a little glue and then we'll trim it to be exact. Oops. So I just put that down the center. And we'll trim it off. And the green one. I have one, I cut out the snowflake from the dies from this bundle. I cut out one old olive and then one real red. And then I cut them in half to make the bow. I'll show you the die. I'm not going to do it. This die. So I cut one in real red, one in olive green, and then I cut them in half and put it on top of the present so it looks like a bow. At least I think it looks like a bow. But I don't have my real red one. I don't know what I do with that one, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch me cut one out when you see what I'm talking about, right? So just pretend we'll have a real red one there too. And that goes right there. And then you'd have a real red one up there. And I used the red from here, the Delightful Decorative Dots. They have real red dots. And I used just one because I wanted green of the Low Profile Sparkle Dots. This is from that pair. I haven't used it yet, but I'm using the dots. So I just took one of the olive. I think these are Mossy Meadow, but I still thought it looked okay with the olive paper. And put it there. Thanks, Kelly. And then I'll add one of those later. But like I said, obviously I had one because I made this card, so I cut it in half. But okay, so this is what you're gonna do with, oop, geez Louise, I forgot everything. I have to cut out, I'm just gonna leave them on white. So this is going to glue right here. See how there's that triangle right there? That's where it's going to go. And then the other one is going to go down here. Okay, so you're gonna add a little bit. You'll be getting a red around that piece of cardstock. I just didn't do that because forgot to cut it, and this one is taking forever, so I figured let's move on. So this goes right here. And you don't want to put too much glue on because then it'll gush all over. And then this one will go right here. And remember, it'll have a bow. Just making sure it's held down. And see, they go in and out. Just gotta make sure they're dry. I'm not letting them dry enough. Okay, now we can put this on. You could have put this on before, but it's just easier now. Actually, I kind of like the white and not the red background. Okay. Oops. I may have stuck them because of... There we go. Because I remember I glued it down wrong. Whoop. There we go. So, the bow will be here with a red dot from the Delightful Decorative Dots. And then on the front, I added 3 dots here. I put a little one or a medium one here. I don't want to close this all the way because the glue's not dry. And then a little one. And a big one. And I think we're finally done. Sorry it took so long. Is that everything? So this is the original, and see how I matted the present one more time with red? What I did was I did the white in the 1 3/4, and I should have done the red in 1 3/4 and then a little matte of white and then the DSP. But this one I didn't, but I think it still looks cute. So, okay, card number 1, done. Actually, I'm gonna leave this one open so it dries. Okay, let's see. Card number 2, this one's an easier one. And I even colored the Santa, so you don't have to sit and watch me color it. Thank you, Kelly. Okay, so this is our second one. And I love the tree. And we're using those stars. These stars, hold on. Let me grab them. They're called these, they're for the shaker, loose gold sequins. Oh no, that's not it. Where are they? Oh, I thought those were them. I just used them yesterday to finish this. Well, I will find them. I hope. But let's start making this. So I made the Santa already. I'm going to put him to the side. This is what we need. The outside, I need a piece mat. I need this. I need this. Isn't that pretty? I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. And this. And this is the inside. So I'm going to put this over in the inside. So what you could have done is cut this and put this strip, because you're covering up. So I could have cut a strip here, and then put this in the center, but I didn't think about doing this until after I glued this down. And then I thought, oh, this needs something. So that's why I added that. So if you want to save paper, which I get it, you can cut this down and save this piece of paper in the center because you're not going to see it anyways. If you don't care to save paper, then just glue it down like I'm doing. And then this is just gonna, there's no mat here or here, it's just the sides, the longer sides of the rectangle. So I just put it on so that each of the sides have about the same amount of real, real red. And then I put this in the center. I gotta find those. And then this just goes in the center. See what I mean? I'm covering that section up so you can cut that piece and just have a piece of this and this. I just didn't do that because I didn't know I was going to add this till I decided to. And then this can go right onto your card base. The card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle, just like before. Okay, so in this Festive Friends, there is a die that has a tag. We're going to cut that out of white, and in this DSP. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And I'm going to also use that DSP, if I can find it. It's right here. Okay. And what else do we need? Oh, we need olive green for the trees. And I need 3 trees. These two I think we can do together because I think that tag is simple enough that we can do a double. We will soon find out. And then I need 3 trees. And I think I'm just going to do one at a time because these trees, there's a little more to those trees. So let's add this. And this. I think that's all. And then this is stamped. So this, let me put this through. Oops. One tree. There's that. One tree. Let me do 2 more trees. 2 trees. 1 more. And 1 more tree. In fact, the that 3rd tree that's in behind it, I didn't even do the whole tree. But this time I did. My son just came out of his room. Did you hear that scamper? That's my little dachshund running to say hi to him. Because she adores him. Okay. Let's see, what else do we need here? I think that's it. And then this part right here, I just cut into a rectangle. So I didn't even use a die. I just stamped and cut. So we'll do that too. But let's put what we have together. And then the big movement is my basset hound. I just kind of off-centered them. So a little showed at the bottom and some at the side. And I glued them like that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. So, oh goodness, my basic coughing. You okay, Gus? Jeez, that's a sneeze and a cough at the same time. Okay. And that's going to go on here. But let's add things to the tag first. So what I did was I put this one low, this tree low, and I just glued it on. Santa is on dimensionals, but the trees are not. Okay. So I put this guy down here. I added this one to the right. And a little higher, like there. And this one I added really high. And this is the one I said I only did half of one because you don't see it, but I'm just gonna put the whole thing this time. And I put this one like this, with it coming off the top a little bit. It doesn't matter if it closes, goes over anything. You just want to see this part. Oh, I gotta cut Santa out. I forgot. So I colored him again, but this time I did not put the white velvet paper on. I just used the gray and gave it a little shadowing on the white part of his jacket and his pom-pom and the brim, or whatever that's called, of the hat. But everything else was colored the same. Okay, Santa is ready. And I put him on dimensionals and popped him up. Okay. Put him a little bit over the tree and down to the bottom. There we go. And then I used that real red again, ribbon, and just tied a bow. Okay, I don't like that. I want to see the shiny. I hate that you have to play with this so you can see the shiny. I don't know what I do wrong. I mean, not wrong, but I would think there would be an easier way to do this so you could see the shiny side. And I'm sure there is. It's just me. See, I can see the shiny side, but I do all that to get to it. You know how this has a shiny side and a dull side. I don't want to see the dull side. I only want to see the shiny side. wasted because I only got to cut off these tails. Maybe I'll leave them a little bit longer so I don't waste so much. Okay. And then I used a glue dot and put this on the top of the tag. Actually used a couple glue dots because it's kind of a bigger bow. Oops. There we go. Fixing it. Okay. Put that right there. Oh, I don't mind that big bow with the tails. Kind of like that. Okay. And then we put that on the center of this piece. And I just glued it down, no dimensionals. Oops. Crazy with the glue by accident. Right about there. And then I just took a piece of scrap basic white and I stamped Santa's coming to town. Oh, look at what I found. I found the stars. Good, because we need those. Okay, Santa is coming to town. And I did it just in basic black once again. If I could find it. What did I do with it? I just used it. Interesting. Oh, found it. Jeez. And I just put it here, and then I cut it into a rectangle. Nothing fancy. I figured there's so much on this that I didn't need to be fancy with this. I just used my trimmer and cut it down into a rectangle. And then I took some of the red and white, what is it called? I keep forgetting. I don't think so. It still says live. I'm gonna keep going. Are you back? Okay, and then I put this on with dimensionals. And I put it down. Good, thank you, Vic. Perfect. My computer was spinning, so I didn't know, does that mean that you guys can't see me then, or is it just my computer being goofy? You know how you get that little circle thing? And I put this at the bottom, right about there. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim those so it doesn't hang off. And once again, I used my take your pick tool and just, oh, it was spinning, okay. Wonder what makes it do that. Was it because Mom called? Because I got a phone call? Or is it just the computer itself? The Wi-Fi? you just have to do the center. In the center, I use the stamp for the tree stamp. Okay, so let me put this to the side. We'll also have to add a little bling, but what I did was I stamped the tree and then used the gold shaker stars as the ornaments. And I really, really liked it. It was super cute. I mean, the stars are not my card, but the stars are so cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Old Olive. And stamp the tree, and that tree is from the stamp set 2. Take Santa off of this one. And I put the tree in the corner, right side. Right there. And then I stamped Merry Christmas. And this Merry Christmas came from, hold on, I'll tell you. From Long Time No See. And I wanted to really do some Christmas cards with this, and I have not done it yet. I've been trying, and every time I try, I don't know. I love the long dog because I have long dogs, but I can't get into it to make cards, and I'm trying my hardest because I want to do that, but I haven't yet. And I used, what did I use? Yep, black Memento. And put it right next to the tree. And then I just added little dots of glue and added the stars. But I'm going to go ahead and first glue this in. So that it's all set and it can just dry, because the stars will take a little time. Oops. There we go. And then I'm just going to put little dots. So there's big stars and little stars. I use the big star for the top of the tree. And then I just dotted every once in a while. I'm not going to put as many because it takes a little time for you. And I just dotted. I'll give you a little baggie full of them. And you can add as many as you want. Let's see. So there's the big one, like this one. Really? I'm just going to do this. That big one that can go at the top. And then I use the little ones, the real little ones, for the ornaments. Some of them have holes, you know, and some of them are just the solid ones. So I just try to mix them up a little bit. Trying to find some of the little ones that have the holes There's one. Oops. One more. Okay. So add the last ones. You can put as many as you want or as little as you want. You don't have to put them at all. I just like the look. Okay, and the only bling that I did on this, besides all these little gold stars, let me get these up so I don't lose them all, was on the front, and I think it was just one red dot, if I remember correctly. My biggest nightmare is thinking that I'm going to drop this and they'd be all over the floor. Okay, that would be so something I would do. Let's see. Yep, just put a little one right here. Card number 2 done. I'd add more, but I don't want you to sit me watching. I'm going to put this over here because that's not dry yet. My bow fell off my original. Okay, ready? Card number 3. It's taken forever. I'm sorry, guys. Truly didn't expect it to. Okay, let's see. Let's do this one. This is the one that I said I tried to do like a little bit elegant. Not my favorite, but I did embossing and use paper that a lot of this paper. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do this one. This one has DSP, and I used the DSP that, hold on, same DSP, but it's the back, and I just gotta find the right one. Oh, I think I have to start a new one, so it's from, unfortunately, because I've used the other side so much. It's this one. Nope. Hold on, it's the polka dotted one. I used that one, so it's this side. And I used, again, I always use these, the textured note dies. And I think, let's see, did I use this size? Yep, nope, yep. I used that to cut it out. And then I have one cut out for this because I cut it out using for another class. But I'm going to use this and cut out another one. Goodness. So that's all the die cutting we need to do on this. So go ahead and die cut that out really quick. I said, it's not normally my type of paper, but when you see it in person, oh, it's so pretty. I got her fell off. So we are using embossing powder. Ouch. And it's the gold for this. There we go. So we can go ahead and take care of that tree. And then I used different embellishments. It's like the strawberry slush ones. I'll see what the name of them are. I can't remember. Just one sec. When we go to use them, I will. Okay. So all this is, let's see if these are the same. Yep. So I just, cut the paper wrong. Seems like the same thing I'm doing all the time today. Okay. So this goes on the front like this. Kind of like it without the white, but I'm going to go ahead and cut the white. So it's 4, and then 5 and 3/8. And that should work. Just to give it a little edge. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Just center it. And this isn't, again, like, this right here is going to be covered up, so I guess you could have cut the center out and use that piece for something else. I'm just kind of choosing not to do that. And then put this onto, this card base is Cherry Cobbler, and it is, again, 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. It's just, opens up, down, instead of left to right. I gotta center that better. That didn't center nicely. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. And then this is going to go here in the center. I think I used a bigger one of this, it looks like. I did. So that's why I was having problems. When I made this, I used a different, I just saw that and just realized that I used, which one did I use? Did I not put it back in here? It's not this one. That one's smaller. It must be somewhere on my table. Oh well. So I changed it up a little bit again. I'll die cut the right one when I send it to you. But that's why it's gonna look a little bit different, but that's okay. I think it will still work. So I went ahead and popped this up with dimensionals. And then I'm going to go ahead and emboss the tree and the edge too of that. I'll show you. See how this, see, you couldn't cut out the center on this one because it's got a little overhang. Okay, that looks still good. I like it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna stamp on. Move this stuff to the side. We need that tree again. Wipe that off. Get my embossing stuff. I've been searching for my F black forever, and it was at the bottom of my embossing stuff, and I couldn't see it because it was at the bottom of this clear bin. So I went and bought a new one, and guess what? Here it is, right here. Smart, right? Just need to open my eyes. I have to plug in my little thingy here. You know what a thingy is, right? My heat tool. There we go. I don't like leaving that in plugged in because it's, I don't know. I always think that something's going to happen. It's going to turn on and cause a fire. Okay, use my little thing to get the static off. Okay, I need my Versamark stamp and pad. And I just went ahead and did it right in the center. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and add my gold powder. So funny, I cleaned up after my Christmas extravaganza, 12 days of Christmas, because my table was a disaster. It's a disaster again, but not like it was that day. And there's this little brush that comes with this set for embossing, and I still have not found it. I don't know what I did with it. I don't think that surprises anybody, especially my sister, if she's still on. Okay, I'm just going to put this aside because we're going to use that again, and we're going to go ahead and emboss this. There it goes. I love watching this. I know I say this every time, but it's so fun. It's just so cool seeing it. Okay, and then we're going to take that same embossing. Ooh, I forgot to close this up. And we're going to do the edges. So I'm going to go like this on all 4 edges. And then close it up. And then what I did was I took a little bit of the gold and put it on here, and then just tapped it into the gold. this on the counter over here so I don't spill it on accident. Before cork this up a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oops, jeez. And I'm going to hold this and just do the edges. Actually, I'll hold it with my fingers until this edge is done. Okay, now I can use this. I didn't want to ruin that edge. And then I used these pink dots, and they're called Strawberry Slush and Pretty and Pink Gems. And I used the ones that were the white with like the gold, the clear with the gold, and then the lighter version. And I added those. I used mostly little ones. I did use all little ones. And I just put them so that they looked like ornaments. And I added one of the stars, the gold stars, the sequin stars that we used on the other card for the tree topper. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. And again, you don't have to put this many on. Oops. But I did. I like a festive tree. Okay. And I moved the stars so I wouldn't spill them. And now I can't find them. Oh well, okay. And then I took this gold and white. I'll find them. I know the pop-up will add them. And it's gold striped ribbon. And I just made a bow again. This doesn't matter which way, because they're both the same. And then I put it at the bottom. I know I put them to the side so I wouldn't spill them somewhere, and now I don't know what I did with them. I'm gonna make it a little smaller because it's gonna go at the bottom. When I find the stars, I'll put one on the top of the tree. Okay, so this is going to go in the center, just like that, just glued down. Like that. And this guy's going to go right down there. And again, I'm going to use glue dots. inside. There we go. And the inside, I embossed also. Let me get one of my papers. I embossed Merry Christmas and part of the tree, not the full tree. So I just did like the tip of it. And let me go ahead and I'll show you. First mark. Tap, tap, tap. I did like up to here. Almost forgot to use my little powder thing. And I did the tree down here in the right. And then I did Merry Christmas next to it. Just wipe it off a little bit here. Since I used black, I don't want to get that all over. And put Merry Christmas right about there. And then I did the edges also. So let's go ahead and do this first. Grab my... Sorry guys, this is a late one. Didn't think this was going to take this long. I'm just going to do this. I'm kind of a slow stamper, obviously. And go ahead and heat that up. Around the edges, just like I did before on the other one. So I gotta get that Versamark out. Tap it all the way around. Okay, and then stick it in, slide it across. It just gives it a little something without having to put like gold paper. I mean, we could have done gold paper instead. I just chose to do it this way. So it's whatever you choose. Okay, last time. So crazy how it does this. And I feel it doesn't really matter if you have a thicker area or a thinner area. It gives it just a little character. One more. And then I'll put that on the inside. And then I just need to add one of the pink embellishments to the top of the tree. And I used like the bigger one. Nope, did I use the biggest? I don't know. I'll look. I definitely use bigger than the small one. The small one's on the front. Okay, let's see. No, I used the medium ones. No, I did. I used the large one and put it right at the top. Okay, and that's it. There will be a star up there as soon as I find the stars that I put to the side so I wouldn't drop them. Remember I said it would be my worst nightmare if I dropped all these all over the floor. So I put them somewhere, and I will add one there. But this is the finished product. And like I said, when I find the stars, I will add. Okay, last one, friends. Last one. Okay. We're on the home stretch. I love this one though. It's, I think, one of my favorites. Look, this is that velvet paper. And again, it's the embossing folder that is no longer available, but I used it. And I did Santa's Coming to Town. Ho, ho, ho. This one I think is my favorite. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, that's not my kind of card, but I thought maybe somebody might want to have a card like that, so I did it. So this is the last card, and like I said, it's my favorite. Let me clean up the area a little bit. I don't need that. Okay, so we need to dye. I have one HO, one hoe. That sounds terrible, but I have one hoe. I need two more two more hoes. So ho to cut out. And then I need to emboss using the Snowflake Sky 3D on two of the one for the outside and one for the inside. The last one I don't emboss so that we can write on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we need a piece of the velvet. And we're going to emboss the velvet. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but it did. And I'm so excited. But let's do this first. Remember, when you emboss the 3D embossers, you just need number 1 in the dark gray point. That is it. And I did 2. Let's see how it turned out. And it turned out really great. So you can put 2 pieces in and you can tell. One's a little bit less, so I'll put that on the front because it's covered a little bit more. But not bad. Okay, let me get a piece of that velvet again. And I'm going to show you how we can emboss it. I'm sorry. There it is. Okay. So we need a piece that is about 5 1/2, or no, 5 1/4. Sorry, 5 1/4 by like 2 inches. We don't need a very big piece of this, so let me go ahead and cut that down. So let's see. Inches, maybe 2 1/2 inches. We'll do 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Okay, let's see. Yep. And then I'm going to take the embossing folder, the Soft Waves 3D. I thought this kind of looked like drifting snow. I think I used it on the Truck and Company one with the snow. And when you do this, you want the velvet side facing down where the line is. and that'll give you the, nope, I lied. I know I didn't lie, but we wanted to go vertically like this, like that. And we put it through with, again, just the number 1 plate and the dark gray plate. And I did go through once, and then I backed up and did it again. So through twice, just because it's that specialty paper. And I'll show you it. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but it is so cool. Sorry, I was showing you the wrong side. It is so cool. And what I did was I found, I just put my arm in Santa Claus, and he still had ink. Can you see? I just made it so that it looked like a snowdrift. So I went with one of the waves and cut up into it like that. Okay. Easy peasy, right? And then I just added dimensionals. Okay. And I know this is a big piece to add dimensionals, so I kind of added a lot. Okay, I think I got them all. Oops, nope, not that one. Okay, and I put this at the bottom. Just like that. Here does get stuck to this. Okay, and this is going to go on the front, and then we'll add the rest of the things. We have to go ahead and stamp and color the snowman and an elf. I already stamped an elf. I did not color it. I'm going to put this to the side. Actually, I could go ahead and add this to the inside too. And I normally don't do all, like we don't usually put a mat here, but I wanted to add something on this side too. We're not going to add this last one because we have to stamp on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our snowman. I already have an elf stamped, not colored, and we're going to go ahead and stamp our snowman. Don't have much in here. And let's see. We'll do magenta black because we're going to use our markers, blend, stamp and blends. That. And put him to the side. We need Santa, but I'm going to put him to the side because I stuck my elbow in him already. Okay, so for the snowman, I used Pool Party, light and dark, and I used it on the stripes of his hat. Is this Pool Party? No, this is Balmy Blue. Where's my pool party? Interesting. Ah, found it. I'm like, that's too blue for pool party. Darn. Hopefully it didn't ruin it. So I just added a little bit of the dark. And then the light to blend. And then I also did real red. Just like before. He doesn't have a lot of color except for he did his scarf real red too. Can you hear that? That's my, I have a little portable, we don't have an ice maker and I hate making ice. I hate it with a passion because I feel like I'm always the one that has to refill the ice, or there's like two ice cubes left, so my sister got it for me for Christmas. It sits on top of my counter and it makes ice for me, and I got it in there, the red in there. So I don't know if you can hear that or not. Let's see if I can take that. I got a little red in the balmy blue. I love this thing. I'm getting another one of these markers. The color lifter, it really does work. It's just crazy how that works. We'll let that dry and then we'll go over it. And then I used dark pumpkin and light pumpkin pie for his nose. And just like I did for this time I used, that's why I had balmy blue out for the snowman. I just used a little bit at his hat and on him. And then I went over the with it, the color lifter, and just took a little bit away. I'm gonna use the other side because I didn't want it to be really dark. I just kind of wanted it a little bit, but the light was even too dark for my liking. So I just went over. Sorry for that noise. I know that's awful. I have to get a new one. It's on my list to order. Okay, and when it dries, it looks, I like the look of it. Okay, let me go back really quick and use Pool Party. Let's see if it covers up that red a little bit. Not bad. Okay, the elf, I used real red again. And just even his little gloves, his mittens. Okay. And I did not color his pom-pom or his little button. Just going to leave them white. Okay. And then I used petal pink. What I did do though, I gave him rosy cheeks. And I'll show you how I did that. I just used one of my little one of these, and I have a little bit of red on it. Left over, and I added his cheeks a little red. I think he needed red cheeks. And then for his hair, I used the pumpkin pie because I thought he looked cute with red hair or orange hair. Sorry, are you bored with me doing all this? I always think I shouldn't do it on camera, but sometimes I just... And then again, I used the dark and light basic black for his little shoes. And I used the gray again to go on his hat and all the areas that have the little bit of white, just to give it a little, so it's not perfectly white. There you go. Is that everything? I think so. I did use Stella. And I used it on just this part of the snowman, his hat, and his little pom-pom. And then I did the same for the elf. You have to watch me color one more time. I'm sorry. It's for the inside. Let's cut these guys out. And then we have to cut out another whole hope. And that you can fold over the balmy blue. No, not the balmy blue. Why can I ever remember? The Pull Party. Because the letters will go through the tube. So I'm using the letters from the party alphabets. I hope I put them back in here. Not where they are. Shoot. I'm getting tired. Sorry it's taking so long. I feel like I've been on forever. I never expected it to take this long. Oh, there's the O. There's the H. Yay! I thought I lost them, like somewhere on my desk. Okay. So we are going to do ho, ho. I'm going to cut that so that we can fold it in half and do it all at once. Okay, fold this. I can do ho, ho. It does work because I've already done it. When I did the other, that's how I have an extra one, because I did it twice. And then we're gonna do these guys. That one and that one. almost done, guys. I'm sorry. I do love these cards, though. I feel like, whoops. Oh, that was great. These are totally worth the time put into it. I have a craft fair coming up. I'd like to make more of these. They are time consuming, but I think, you know, I can mass produce a little bit. Okay, I think this, and then actually I need one snowflake. And that is this guy. And then I think that's all the die cutting. Oh, nope, I lied. I also need this again, but I am going to stamp Santa Claus is Coming to Town. This is We Wish You Merry Christmas. I don't want that, but that would work too. It's this one. Okay, I used black again. I don't know. I like using black for all the sentiments for some reason. There we go. Put this on. It comes with a die. I'll show it to you. I just really didn't care for it. I like this one better, so that's why I've been using this one instead of my little elf in green. Oh, it moved. My little elf in green. Oh, it moved. Oh, darn. I won't put him down. I'm not going to redo him. I'll redo him later. I'll show you where he goes and everything. I don't know how I did that. Probably paying attention to my mom calling again. Okay, let's see. Let's do some putting together. I gotta clean off the spot so I can actually do something here. Okay. My husband's TV got super loud all of a sudden for some reason. Okay, so when I did this hill went down like this where it went up. So this guy's gonna go here instead of on this side, if that makes sense. And then the hoe will go here. There we go, like that. So his hat needs a little dimensional because the snow is already dimensionaled. I don't think that's a verb, but and goes like that. And then again for the H, that goes here. You need a dimensional at the top because that needs maybe one or two on the sides. I'll do this. And here. And then we'll add a little glue here. Stick it under his hat a little bit. And then here. Hold on. I'll be right back. My husband's TV is too loud. That was so weird. He's sound asleep, and he fell asleep with the TV on, and the TV all of a sudden got so super loud. I had to go turn it down. I don't know if you could hear it, but I could. Okay, so we need to add a little glue at the bottom of the H. Holy cow, guys, I've never been this late for you. So sorry. And then Santa Claus is coming to town. I used real red. And I just tapped the edges so that it wasn't so white on white. So I just did this, and I'm gonna let it dry because it looks like it's so wet. I don't know if it is, but I feel like it'll get all over my fingers. Okay, I'm gonna just put this here and let that dry before I add it. Okay, so the next page is where I put the elf, but I'm gonna redo my elf. Not now with you here, but the elf goes right here, not on dimensionals. See how he shifted? So I have to redo him. And then ho ho, not on dimensionals because it's on the inside. So I put ho ho here. And here. And then I put the snowflake. Which I've lost. I am falling apart, guys. I'm falling apart. I put the snowflake right here, up in the corner. I will do that, and this goes here. Okay, so let me put this aside because we have one more thing we need to stamp, and that's the inside piece, and that's Santa. And he goes in the bottom right corner. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. You've stayed with me this long. Just like that. I know there's not a lot of room to sign this card, but I figured you can sign here, or even on the back. I mean, it's just the point that it's just kind of a lot of fun to this card. And I didn't want to, I don't know. I think it's a Christmas card. It's supposed to be fun, right? So we do the same coloring. And again, you do you and how you want to color it. This is just how I'm choosing to color it. And I again used the gray on his beard. And this is real red again. The only one that I didn't use real red in was with the Christmas tree and the gold that I used. I don't know if I said that. I used the cherry cobbler. Just because I knew I wasn't going to use the, the real red, I keep saying I'm sorry. The real red ribbon, I was going to use gold, so that's why. And I do like the cobbler. It's a richer color, and it's in It's in the paper, the DSP, both real red and cobbler, red cherry cobbler. So either or can be used. Okay, and then we need the blacks for his shoes, and I used red because I didn't have green on this at all. So I just used red for his little mittens, the real red again. I just didn't want to use pull party for his mittens. And then his little face. Okay, I used Stella, but of course I lost it because I didn't put it back where it went. Oh, look at what I found, guys! I found my brush. Oh my gosh, so excited. See, I lose something, but then I find something else. Okay, so this goes on the inside of the card. I'll Stella it later once I find it. And then we're going to add ho ho again, but this time in the O I used, well then I'll show you. I wrapped the red and white twine. Okay, so I was going to do this. You see how I stamped snowflakes, but then I decided not to, but I actually kind of think it's cute doing that. Oops, wrong side. See, I can't talk. So I put it right here. Okay, so I took it and I wrapped it around a few times. Let's see. Oops. One, three, I think I did it like 6 times. Or 5, maybe 5. Or we'll do 5. Well, we'll do 6, I have enough. Okay. Finger got stuck again. I knew I'd find that brush somewhere because I totally cleaned this desk off. And I put it in there in my little caddy instead of where I usually put it for some reason. Trim that, and then I just tied a bow, a double bow with the same red and white twine, baker's twine. Just like that, or not. I'm just gonna cut it. Be easier for me. Okay. There we go. Clean this up a little bit, make it a little smaller. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and cut these, trim these up a little bit, and then again, use my glue dots. I'm running low. I have more, I just running low on this one. And put it in the center of this. So it looks like it's a bow. and it's tied. And then I just glued it down. Over here. And then the H. And guys, we're done. I know the elf isn't on there, and neither is a snowflake, but you get the idea. I'll show you the one that's already made. Oops, I should have scooted this over a little bit. Can I do it? There we go. There we go. Okay. I think that's it. Let me see. Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town. I put that right in the center. And I just glued it down. Not the center, but like, oops, I put this H upside down. See how I put the longer? It doesn't matter, but to me it was upside down. And then I used one little embellishment right there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the one that's done because the elf isn't done. So there we go. Shoo, last card. So there's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Guys, I've never been this long. 2 hours and 46 minutes. I apologize, man. But they are fun cards. I really enjoyed making them. And I plan on making a few of them, not all of them. Again, so that I can take them to the craft fair that I'm going to be. It's at the Wood School Craft Fair in Lake Geneva. It's at the school that I work at. So it was fun last year. Yes, last year was the first year I went to it, and it was nice. So I'm doing it again. It's not this weekend, but it's December. Let's see. No, it's 2 weekends. It's December 6th. Okay, let me go ahead and turn you around so I can talk to you. Whoa, almost fell. Did it work? Nope, it still looks at my bottom. Let's switch it. Sorry. There we go. So thank you so much for staying around with me. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for hanging on with me. Sorry it took so long. I appreciate you. And I'll get the class out to you as soon as I get those embellishments for the 12 Days of Christmas for you. But thank you so much. And don't forget, if you are watching this later, we are having a special. It's going to be a Black Friday special starting the 25th of November through December 1st. And then I am doing a special too, saying that if you place an order through me, you will get a gift from me for that same amount. So if you place a $50 order, I will send you $50 worth of my retired products. The stamp sets are either not used or gently used, and paper and embellishments and ribbon. So please reach out to me if you'd like to place an order, or just go to georginedarbo.stampinup.net, and place an order through that. Yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I appreciate you. Let's make hearts happy, one crafty creation at a time, okay? And next week, Wednesday, is the day before Thanksgiving, so I'm thinking I probably shouldn't go live. I could go live, but I don't know how many people would want to see me live the day before Thanksgiving, because a lot of people are either traveling or cooking, getting ready. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, if I don't see you, or maybe I'll do it a day before, or I don't know. I'll figure something out. But if I don't see you, have a happy, happy Thanksgiving. I am very thankful for you guys, and I appreciate you. And yeah, have a great day. Have a great week. Bye bye.